Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
Okay, just watched a movie called A Mistake, starring Elizabeth Banks. And I'm kind of curious how the audience figured out, as far as IMDb goes, and even Rotten Tomatoes, I think. IMDb gave it a 5.2. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 72%, which, as far as I understand, is like a relatively low grade, considering some of the properties I've seen get in the 80s and 90s from Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm very curious how this movie is considered that bad. I thought it was relatively simple. They had a point. They went with it. They put some little mixtures of underlying things, like, like you probably heard me and Anthony do like sports videos where we talk about analytics. But imagine that, but with surgeons, to where it's like, hey, every little thing you do is like calculated in a data stream, and yeah, maybe that doesn't tell you how good or bad a surgeon it really is, considering there's so many dynamic situations and how a person performs under quote unquote pressure, right? Versus like how much knowledge do you have, right? It's a little different. I'm sure a guy like in baseball terms, Jorge Posada might not be as valuable as who?
Joe Mauer.
Well, Joe Mauer, he's a little bit mixture of like older and newer era. I don't know, someone like
JT Realmuto.
JT Realmuto.
You don't know shit about him.
I think he's pretty solid. But like Max Muncy, right? Like a guy like that. Forget about position. I'm just saying, like a guy like that might be valued more than a guy like Jorge Posada, who can lead dynasties and shit, like be a leader in a dynasty era of a team, versus Max Muncy, who's just the six hitter who can hit home runs sometimes. But the analytics see that, they see the homers, and they're like, yeah, perfect. But whatever, that's sports.
They can't see the intangibles.
Yes, exactly. Almost like the people not seeing this movie.
Yeah, same.
Like what I just watched is a very simple, relatively elegant movie. Is there anything that hits you over the head too hard? There's little things here and there, like the main administrator guy who's dealing with Elizabeth Banks, right? He's like administrative, she's a doctor, and he's a little bit too much like the mean police captain who's telling Riggs to calm down a bit or some shit, right? Like he's a little, maybe that could be a little too rough for people, or maybe even unrealistic for them. Fine. But is it so bad? Is it so over-glaring? Is it so hitting you over the head that it makes the movie bad? No. I thought this was like just a simply well-made movie. Just very simple. Nothing crazy about it. Nothing over-the-top great or over-the-top bad. It's just a very simple midline movie without being boring, right? Because I've reviewed movies where it's a very simple story, but the movie's just boring as shit. And I'm just like, God, what's the point of even making this? Like, I take nothing from it when I leave. But this gave me a little bit of something, I think. I thought the story was interesting. I thought the scenario they put Elizabeth Banks in was interesting. As a surgeon who, right, she's defending a student she has. She's the fucking top surgeon. She's doing her job correctly. And then she gives a responsibility to a student, and the student he fucks up. And then the person who's, getting the surgery ends up dying. But it's not like it wasn't her fault, but she actually took responsibility for the situation, for the words she used in the surgery room, and it builds an actual drama out of it. It's like a traditional drama film that doesn't leave you like bored as fuck. It's actually interesting as you're watching it, in my opinion. So I'm like, oh, fucking well made. Like that's not the greatest thing ever, but still, like, I think I would use the words elegant. Right? John Wick doesn't show up and chew people's faces off, but at the same time, it isn't, you know, it isn't Trap, right? Where it's like so stupid that the stupid just sticks out. So it's like a simple, elegant movie. It's like there's not much more to say about it for me. Uh, I recommend this movie. I recommend it. Now, should you be watching this? Should you be like, okay, it's Saturday night. I want to be entertained. No, it's not that movie. It's not a, Saturday night, let's have fun movie. Let's watch something that's either crazy good or crazy bad Saturday night shit. It's not that. It's, hey, it's raining out. I got some hot cocoa or coffee or something like that. I'm curled up in bed with my stinky sweats on and shit. I didn't shower 2 days because I'm lazy. I'm just relaxing. I got like 5 days off of work. I'm chilling. Or this is my vacation week. I'm by myself. I just want to watch a movie and just watch a movie. This is that. This is that movie for you. So that's why I recommended that. Grade. I think this movie is straight up a 7.4, 7.5. It's just there. Where it's like, you don't walk away feeling like shit or pissed off. But you're not going to see, it's not the greatest movie ever, right? It's not up there amongst the good or excellent level. It's it's just, boom, right there. Simple story that brings up some interesting questions. I think not just only of the medical field, but of other fields this could be applied to. It's just interesting on that level. The acting is pretty freaking good. I can see someone having complaints about the administrative guy being a little bit too over the top. He's almost like a villain almost in the movie. So I can see someone complaining about that. But Elizabeth Banks, beautiful, talented, and she does a good job here. This is a solid movie, man. Solid. So, there you go. 7.4, 7.5 for a movie called A Mistake. I don't know how it got 5.2 on IMDb. For what? For what? I need someone to explain that to me, but obviously the YouTube reviewers are not going to see this movie. They're not going to. It doesn't exist to them. They're waiting for Beetlejuice 3 or some bullshit. It is what it is. So there's your review for A Mistake.